Welcome to the podcast for Brain and Cortland in the morning on 98.1 K-Hawk.
Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Boys back home, that's Dylan Marlowe with Dylan Scott. Brain and Cortland, welcome into a Monday. And here's to the ones who turn their heat on. Cortland, what have you done?
I did it. I did it this morning, though. I held out, but when I woke up this morning, it was 62 degrees in my house. And I don't know.
I mean, that's chilly. I get it.
It's really chilly, especially when you have to get up and go to work at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I couldn't do it. Poor Tater. He was just curled up as close as possible to me the entire night. So before I left, I'm like, I'm just gonna turn it on for a little while. But the good news is my heat does work, so.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we have an older furnace in our house too. So yeah, every fall it's like, let's play the game of will your furnace start.
It's better to check it now than, in November when it's 30 degrees outside and everybody's heat is broken. And then you have to wait a week.
Yeah, so listen, it's cool to start. We could see near record lows this morning and then again tomorrow morning. But the good news is, good news, I guess, if you're like Cortland and have turned your heat on, it is going to warm up a little bit towards the end of the week with highs back in the 70s. So,
okay, well, I don't really need it to be in the 70s. I thought yesterday's temperature was great, but the wind was just brutal.
Where did that wind come from?
I went up to Cedar Falls for my friend's birthday yesterday, and I had to stop and get gas on the way. I was like plastered to my vehicle while I was getting gas because the wind was hitting me so hard it was like pushing me back into my car.
Yeah, it was a little bit much. Because yesterday, you're right, the temperatures are beautiful. Today and tomorrow, highs in the 50s. 56 for high today. And lows at night, once again, down in the 30s. They say scattered frost possible early tomorrow morning, which will be good news for those of you who want the insects and the pollen to go away.
Well, I do want that. I have to take Tater for another allergy shot today. But it's just, I like fall. I like fall temperatures. 30 degrees is not fall.
For an overnight low, yes. No, but highs in the 50s and 60s, that's fine. Fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the overnight's a wee bit chilly. So if you also turned your heat on, you're not the only one.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're the only one, Cortland. You're the only one in Iowa that did it. Well, I know. Every year, though, we try.
I try to hold out as long as I
really
can.
Do. And so, ours will not be coming on. So far, no children have begged me to turn on. Oh, speaking of the complete opposite of turning your heat on, I got home on what it would have been Saturday night from picking up the girls from homecoming, which we can talk about later on as well. But I got in the house and Chase had turned the air conditioning on. I walk in the house and I'm like, why do I feel air coming out of the vents? And
what temperature did he have it set?
And Kaylee's like, oh, Chase, turn the air on. I'm like, tell him to open a window. It's fall.
I've had my air on, but it just doesn't really kick on at all.
Okay. All right. Anyway.
I just never turned it off. I guess I shouldn't say I had my hair on. I just never turned it off.
Just open a window. It's so nice out. We get very
few. It won't kick on unless it hits a certain temperature. So it's not like it's running.
Yeah. We get very few days in Iowa.
I know.
Where, we don't have to run the heat or the air. Enjoy those days. This public service message brought to you by whichever utility company you pay monthly.
I just love complaining about the weather.
I do too. It's Iowa.
It's such a Midwest thing to do.
It's all we have. It's Brain and Cortland at K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Nate Smith and World on Fire. It's Brain and Cortland. Good morning. We are giving away tickets this week to see one of the top female voices in country music today. We're so excited to have her in Cedar Rapids. It's Carly Pearce, everybody.
I love Carly Pearce. I got to see her at the Delaware County Fair in Manchester, not this past summer, but last summer.
Okay.
And she puts on an amazing show. That's also the one where she slipped and fell on stage.
Oh, boy.
And then asked people not to post it, and they did it anyway.
Of course they did. You can ask, but we'll still post it.
But this will be an indoor show, so.
Yeah, Paramount Theater. Let's keep the stage non-slippery, shall we? Carly will be at the Paramount Theater downtown on March 22nd. Of next year, and we are giving away tickets all week long as we play Two Truths and a Lie.
So we will have 3 facts for you about Carly Pearce, but one of them will be changed a little bit, and you just have to figure out which one that is. It's usually pretty easy.
We usually make it pretty easy to figure out.
I just like playing this game because I like learning a little bit more about singers aside from, just what they do in their career.
So we'll learn all about Carly Pearce and give away tickets. 7:10, your first chance coming up this morning with 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. How Country Feels is from Randy Hauser. Good morning. It's Brandon Cortland in on a Monday morning. Hope you had a great weekend. We're going to do a segment right now called What We Watched. Each of us did watch something new over the weekend. What'd you check out?
Okay, so I don't know if you know this, but we are in the fall TV schedule, which means there are some shows that are back.
Oh, yes. Yep.
On the networks. And one of the shows is one of my favorites, Abbott Elementary.
Yes, it is.
Premiered the first episode of their new season on, I believe it was Wednesday night, which means, of course, it's not added to Hulu until Thursday. So that's what I ended up watching on Friday is the first new episode of the new season. And they kind of ended on a big moment.
Oh, boy.
Last season. So I was really excited to watch it. And I'm happy it's back. I don't like, though, that I'm going to have to wait a week in between episodes. It's very frustrating.
What season is Abbott Elementary on, by the way?
4. Okay. I want to say this is their 4th season.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong, but
very popular. Critics love it. Fans love it.
It's such a great show. It is it's really just wholesome and wonderful. Yeah. I love it so much.
So we are also in the month of October, Halloween season. And so a lot of the streaming services are really promoting whether it's classic scary movies or new thrillers that they're releasing. And on the HBO streaming service Max, there is a new movie called Caddo Lake, Caddo, Caddo Lake. Okay. And I saw trailers for it. The movie is produced by M. Night Shyamalan, not directed by him, but produced by M. Night Shyamalan. And I will read you the synopsis because I can't give away too much. So when an 8-year-old girl mysteriously vanishes, a series of past deaths and disappearances begin to link together, forever altering a broken family's history. And so I will say this, the trailers about this movie, they show you that. Mm-hmm. They show you an 8-year-old girl has gone missing. Strange things are happening in this place called Caddo Lake. And that's about it. And so I'm like, okay, I'll check this out. And so I watched it on Friday night, and I got to tell you, it was really good. It's getting an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes, 82% from fans.
Wow, yeah, that's good.
I will just, and I can't tell you, I'm not even going to give you a clue about what it involves, but it's not what I thought it was going to be. And then I mean that in a good way. And things in this movie at the end all link together. And when they do, I sat back and I went, whoa. I did. I went, wow.
I love movies like that.
I go, so that, wow.
What is it called?
It's called Caddo Lake.
Okay.
Check it out. It's on Max. It just debuted last week. So
there's something else that I almost watched that's also in the horror genre. I don't know if you've opened up Hulu recently, but there's a movie that pops up every time I open up the app, and it's called Mr. Crockett.
I haven't seen that.
Okay. It's about a demented children's TV show host who abducts children into the television.
Oh, fun.
And it's not getting like the best reviews, but everybody who's watched it that I've seen online is saying that it's a good Halloween spooky movie.
Yeah.
And it's not too serious. It's fun. People said it's fun.
It's a fun Halloween
horror movie.
Not like my kids who watched The Terrifier 1 and 2 over the weekend.
No,
not a fun Halloween movie.
I don't like even looking at that guy.
No, don't even want to see that. It's Brandon Cortland at K-Hawk, 398.1 K-Hawk. Tim McGraw and One Bad Habit. Good morning. It's Brandon Cortland on a Monday morning. Last week we talked about the new item now at McDonald's locations, and it is the new Chicken Big Mac.
And we were talking about how it wasn't just McChicken patties put on a Big Mac. It was actually like a tempura fried chicken patty like they make their Chicken McNuggets with.
Yeah, it's basically 2 giant Chicken McNuggets.
And we were both pretty excited about this and thought it sounded really good, so you went and tried it over the weekend.
Listen, I believe Cortland and Truth in Broadcasting. That we're going to talk about a fast food item on the air.
I had to try it for the show.
I had no choice. So yesterday...
Keep telling yourself
that. I know. Yesterday, right before the early football games kicked off, in the NFL, I'm like, you know what? This is as good a time as any to drive up to my local McDonald's, grab a chicken Big Mac and whatever the kids want. And so I did. And yes, I can confirm that they're giant, basically chicken McNuggets.
Did it feel heavier than a regular Big Mac?
It does.
It has to because of the breading.
It does feel heavy. And I will say this.
Did it feel heavy in your body afterwards?
I wish not to discuss the effects that said sandwich had on my body.
Well, I want to tell you, one of the reviews that I saw online said it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It just felt unnecessary.
And I think that's pretty accurate.
Okay.
Listen, did I enjoy it? I enjoy almost all fast food. I'm going to be real honest.
You don't have very distinguished taste buds.
I don't.
Neither do I.
No, just shove it in my mouth and tongue says tastes good. And yeah, I don't know. There's just something about the original Big Mac recipe that it all works together. There's a reason that sandwich has been around for decades. Mm-hmm. And this to me didn't quite work as well together. But I did appreciate the fact that it wasn't just McChicken patties, thrown on there.
Because you could order that anytime.
You could. You can order Big Mac with McChicken patties if you want to live that life. So yeah, it was it great? No. Was it bad? Absolutely not.
But it just makes sense that it's only going to be here for a limited time.
Yeah.
You don't think they're going to permanently add it to the menu?
I like the quote that you just read. Is it necessary? Probably not.
But a lot of these fast food creations that come out for a limited time aren't necessary. Remember when KFC did the chicken sandwich with donut buns?
Do you remember when
you tried that one too?
Yeah, I did. I don't want to talk about all the things I've tried. Do you remember when KFC had the sandwich where the buns were just chicken breasts?
Yes. So it was just chicken and chicken.
I think there was like bacon
and more
or
chicken.
Something. I don't know, dude. That was one of my favorite things I've ever eaten. It was so
Sounds
bad.
Real messy.
It was
too.
so bad for me, but I didn't care. So anyway, if you've had the new chicken Big Mac and you thought it was great, you thought it was, whatever, let us know on the K-Hawk app. If you want to try it, don't let my review dissuade you from doing that. It's worth checking out.
I think I would still try it.
It's worth checking out. So
it's not like just because you aren't a huge fan doesn't mean that I wouldn't be a big fan.
Exactly. Maybe you have more discerning taste buds than I do.
No, I definitely don't think I do.
It's Brian and Cortland on 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Shabuzi and a bar song. It's Brian and Cortland on a Monday morning. And that means tomorrow we're back at Mas Margaritas in Cedar Rapids doing some listener lunch.
I cannot wait because I missed lunch last week.
Yeah,
so
you did.
I have some making up to do.
Oh, boy. I'll take one of everything. Listen, the menu at Mas Margaritas, you can choose from the lunch menu or dinner menu. We'll let you choose from either one. A lot of folks last week got fajitas. I got something called the Matador, which, was a lot.
I don't know what I want to do tomorrow, but we will be doing queso and we will be doing guac. Mm-hmm. That is always a given because it is, I think, impossible for me to go to a Mexican restaurant and not start with queso.
You can start with whatever you want if you enlist your lunch, just like Amanda did. Amanda and her coworkers with Hallmark Hair Center and Cherry Ridge Assisted Living in Mount Vernon joining us tomorrow for lunch.
Let me just say, it took like 7 phone calls to get somebody not to ignore our phone call on Friday.
A couple of you sent queso to voicemail.
You did. You just let it ring like twice and then you ignored our call and we were offended.
And listen, I get it.
I don't.
You're working.
Answer the phone.
But listen, it's Mr. Burrito. It's Mas Margaritas calling you. We want to give you food. So, hey, you've still got a couple of Tuesdays left in October to join us. Get entered for Listener Lunch now on the 98.1 K-Hawk app. Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Florida Georgia Line, get to shine on. Brandon Cortland, good morning. Welcome into a Monday. The biggest country album that was released last Friday, without a doubt, was the brand new project from Jelly Roll. It's called Beautifully Broken. I Am Not Okay, the current single that K-Hawk is playing. There'll be other ones that we get on, of course. Winning Streak was the song he performed on SNL a couple of weekends ago.
Well, let me tell you, Brain, I actually drove back from Cedar Falls last night, and I said, I should listen to some new music.
Yeah.
So I just decided I was going to put on Jelly Roll's new album, And the first song on the album is Winning Streak. And he performed that on SNL a few weeks ago. I had heard a clip of it. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, great song.
Yeah.
This was the first time I had listened to it all the way through. And I was sobbing.
Yeah.
Just and this is song number 1.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's 22 tracks.
So, 22 tracks. And then on top of that, he released 6 other songs after he dropped the album.
A lot of collaborations.
Yes, they're all collaborations, the other ones that he released. And so I'm listening to a big chunk of this album yesterday, and it hit me so hard. They might as well just name it Connor's album.
Cortland's brother, yeah.
Who died, of course, from alcoholism. The entire album is about people dealing with difficult things, including addiction. Mm-hmm. And I just have to commend Jelly Roll, man. He does a great job of really putting into perspective what people are going through. Because this album just wrecked me. I sent it to my mom. Yeah. I'm like, you have to listen to this.
Well, I think the reason that he is able to do that is because he has lived that life.
Yes.
He was that person. And we've talked about this many times when we've talked about Jelly Roll, is that I would be hard pressed to find any other artist who is more appreciative of his fame and success than he is. And
he proves it time after time.
For what he does and for the causes he donates to, and the fact that he goes to youth centers and he goes to prisons and he visits people who are not where they should be, and he's there to tell them that you can get back. You can still make it. I did it. I came back from prison, and now look at what I'm doing. And so
I just don't know any other artist who has been this open about their struggles.
No. I don't either.
To write an entire album about it. It's just so unbelievably powerful. And another interesting thing is one of the collaborations that he released after he dropped the initial album is with Keith Urban.
So this is the one that I listened to over the weekend.
Don't Want To is what it's called.
And basically, the gist of the song is just because I don't do drugs or I don't drink, it doesn't mean I don't want to.
Doesn't mean I don't think about it.
And it's because both of those guys are recovered addicts.
And I didn't know that about Keith Urban. You are the one who informed me this morning that he also struggled with alcoholism.
Keith struggled with drugs and alcohol, yes. When he got to Nashville, it almost destroyed his marriage to Nicole Kidman. Right after they got married, the first thing he did was check into rehab. And he had just released an album, just got married, and so he finally had to, address those demons that had haunted him for so long.
And I had no idea. So it was already a good song. And then it's just made that much better by the fact that Keith Urban is on it.
And I was explaining to you, Keith isn't somebody who, in interviews, he's addressed it before. Mm-hmm. But when you listen to Keith's music, Keith is always really kind of upbeat and positive for the most part in his stuff. He doesn't really deal with that side of his life. And part of me kind of wishes he would once in a while. But that's what Jelly Roll is doing here so beautifully. I listened to this album on my way home from work on Friday. I listened to several of the tracks going home, and they're all great. Jelly Roll's amazing. They're all wonderfully produced. They sound awesome. I just don't know how often I'm going to be like,
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's so emotional.
It is. It is very emotional.
It wrecked me. I cried for the entire hour drive back from Cedar Falls listening to this album. It's just so powerful. It really is.
So just because I might not necessarily gravitate towards this as a regular listen, that being said, I'm so happy that it is available because there are so many people out there that that definitely do need to hear this and will listen to it on repeat and hopefully will take something away from it. So for that, Jelly Roll. Thumbs up, my friend.
Yeah, my mom said when
Beautiful.
I texted her about it, Jelly Roll is changing the way people think about addiction.
100% right.
I will not hear a bad thing about Jelly Roll. People who want to talk crap about Jelly Roll, don't do it to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it because I think he is such an incredible human being.
Doing far more good in this world than a lot of other artists are.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Jelly Roll, don't forget our flyaway kicks off to see him in Jacksonville. If you're a big fan, you do not want to miss our codes that we're giving away. Not every hour. We'll run them down. Our first code comes up this morning at 8:20. So if you're a Jelly Roll fan, we got a way you can see them live in concert in Jacksonville.
I think I would just cry the whole concert.
Okay. Well, if you're sitting next to Cortland, offer her a shoulder and a tissue. It's Braden and Cortland and K-Hawk. It's number one for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Rodney Atkins and watching you. Good morning. It's Braden and Cortland. And we are giving away tickets to go see Carly Pierce. Carly's going to be in Cedar Rapids coming up at the Paramount Theater on March 22nd of next year.
So we are learning a little bit about Carly with a game called Two Truths and a Lie. Got 3 facts for you about Carly Pierce. One of them, I've changed it a little bit because I'm a liar.
Liar!
And you have to figure out which one it is.
Sorry, that was really loud.
Are you ready?
I am ready. Here we go.
Here are your 3 facts today. Number 1, Carly's real name is Carly Christine Slusser. Number 2, Carly performed at a boys' prison at age 17.
Excuse me?
Or number 3, Carly developed interest in country music from her grandparents.
Okay, now one of those is actually a lie. One more time.
Number 1, Carly's real name is Carly Christine Slusser. Number 2, she performed at a boys' prison at age 17. Or number 3, she developed interest in country music from her grandparents.
All right, which one of those is actually a lie? Caller 10 gets to guess first at 365-3698. Or hit the Call Us button on your K-Hawk app for Carly Pierce tickets as she performs at the Paramount Theater next year with your country concert leader, 98.1 K-Hawk. Playing Two Truths and a Lie for Carly Pierce tickets.
Hey, Hawk, good morning. You are caller number 10. Who's this and where are you calling from?
This is Trent, and I'm calling from Center Point.
All right, Trent, here are your 3 facts one more time.
Number 1, Carly's real name is Carly Christine Slusser. Number 2, she performed at a boys' prison at age 17. Or number 3, she developed interest in country music from her grandparents.
Which is the lie?
I'm going to have to guess number 2.
Yes.
Number 2 is right.
Now, she did actually perform at a boys' prison, but she was much younger. She was only 14.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
I love the fact that the part of that is a lie is not the fact that she once performed at a boys' prison.
Yeah.
So. Hey, Trent, congrats. You got a pair of tickets to go see Carly Pierce in Cedar Rapids in March.
Thanks. Awesome.
Nice job, Trent. Yes, 14 years old, singing in a boys' prison. Why
She
not?
was in a bluegrass band, actually, and the crazy thing is they made her wear a baggy T-shirt to try to cover up the fact that she was a girl.
Oh, okay. All right. See, listen, we told you for one for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. This is My Dirt from Justin Moore, Braden and Cortland on a Monday morning. We had a very busy weekend at the Brain House. Lots of things going on, including homecoming in the Marion Independent School District. So we had the homecoming game on Friday night, little high school football, and then, of course, the girls, Carly and Kaylee, both going with friends to the dance on Saturday night.
So you went to the football game on Friday. Did you feel young again?
Well, no, you don't.
You just feel extra old.
You do. You do. But we sat and watched some high school football. My back got sore, and then I went home. So,
Good
yeah.
for you.
So the Saturday was the big day. And both Carly and Kaylee had their dresses. They had their shoes. They had their friends group that they were going with. You know, they had reservations at restaurants, even though they weren't going to necessarily super fancy restaurants. Although Kaylee and her friends went to Biaggi's.
So what I'm hearing is it was an expensive weekend for you.
I mean,
they didn't get like their hair or nails done or anything, did they?
Kaylee ended up getting some nails done, but no, they did their own hair. They went to friends' houses to get ready too. So they, you had that camaraderie of getting ready together and, did your hair and your makeup, a little bit of makeup, and they got dressed. And so then, of course, it was picture time. And so Carly and her friends were at a very scenic location in Marion and did some outdoor pictures on this bridge.
I saw.
Yeah, pretty cool. But then Kaylee and her friends were at another location 20 minutes away at Elmcrest Country Club. And, of course, they're like almost at the same time. So Holly and I fly over to where Carly's having her pictures taken. We get there, talking to the other parents, taking a few pictures. And then all of a sudden my phone dings. Kaylee's at the country club. We got to head there. Then we get in our car, fly over to Elmcrest.
You didn't just split the duties?
I thought about that, but then I'm like, you know what? I don't. I'm not going to depend on my wife's pictures. I want to take pictures.
Oh my gosh!
Sorry, was that out loud?
You did just kind of throw her under the bus there.
Hope she's not in the car taking the kids to school yet. No, but listen, and she felt the same way. She wanted to be there. She didn't want to depend on my photos. She wanted to be there, take pictures of Carly and Kaylee both. see them in their dresses and interacting with friends. It was fun. It was so much fun to see them doing that.
So did they actually have fun at the dance?
Well, listen.
It's not a problem.
So Kaylee's a freshman, and I really applauded her for being as involved as she is her first year of high school. Carly was very involved and continues to be. She's a sophomore. And so we told Kaylee the same thing. Listen, we want you to be involved. Doesn't have to be the same things your sister's doing. Find things that's your lane. And so she has done that. Some of the things are the same as her sister. Some of them, of course, different, including athletics. And but that being said, it is your first dance. It is your first high school event. Mm-hmm. And so I think she and many other freshmen felt the same way. They got up there. They got all dressed up. They went and had their fancy dinner. They went out, and now they were there, and they were like, okay, I think I'm done. And so
what was the word your daughter used to describe the dance?
I'm not going to tell you the word. I don't want to say the word on the air. I'm not going to reveal what her text message to me said, but she's like, you can come get me. And it was like 8:15.
Oh.
And I go, 8:15?
Sometimes I do feel like, though, the process of getting ready and taking the pictures is just so much that by the time you get there, you're over it.
It's kind of anticlimactic, right, at that point?
Also, it's not going to be fun at a dance if you don't dance.
Come on, do I need to play the Kevin Bacon cut from Footloose where he says, let's dance?
No, none of those kids know what that movie is.
I know, but you and I do. Leave me alone. And so anyway, I asked Carly. Carly stayed till the dance was done, which was, 10 o'clock, and then she had to help tear stuff down and put stuff away. And I said, hey, Kaylee left awful early. Were any of the other freshmen there much later? And she goes, no, a lot of the freshmen left really early.
Wow.
And she goes, what would make it more fun if Kaylee danced? Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
You have to dance at a dance if you want to have fun. Otherwise, you're just standing there.
Carly did say it was funny because there were like little groups in each corner of the gym,
of course. Yeah.
It's high school. I get it. So anyway, shout out to my wife, though, who did flowers for the girls and many of her friends. Now, I don't know how long this has been trending, but it used to be for formals like homecoming and prom, girls would wear like a boutonniere a corsage. Guys would wear a boutonniere.
Get it right.
I don't know when this started, but a lot of girls are now holding what appear to be like bouquets. Like they look like
what?
Brides. Well, look at the girls' pictures here.
I did notice that in your pictures, but I just thought that was because your wife is a florist.
Well, she made the bouquets for Carly and Kaylee and many of her friends that wanted them. But that seems to be a theme, and it seems to be a trend. I guess I'm not sure when that happened.
No, I don't know when that happened
Much
either.
like anything involving high school, having been gone for over 30 years now. Trends seem to come up on you quick.
And just one more thing that you have to pay for.
Well, yeah. Well, she's got flower connections. She knows a lady. But yeah, I mean, they're beautiful, but it looks like doesn't it look like they're borderline wedding photos now?
A little bit.
They look
aside from the dresses.
Well, of course.
Which are, I would say, much shorter than wedding photos.
Yes, they are. But I didn't have too much of an issue with either of the dresses my daughters were wearing this year. So anyway,
just wait. You've got more
Stop
years.
It. Just let me get through this one. They both looked beautiful. It was a lot of fun to see them get dressed up and interact with their peers and have a great time.
Did you tear up a little bit?
I didn't. I thought I might.
My girls are so grown up.
They are. It's frightening. Although the more frightening thing is the fact that Kaylee has her permit now and wants to drive everywhere. Mm-hmm. That's the scary part because she's a bad driver. Anyway.
Then don't let her drive.
I have to let her drive so she becomes better, but
okay.
It's scary. It's Braden Cortland at K-Hawk. Country 98.1 K-Hawk. Next thing you know, it's Braden Cortland. Good morning. Jelly Roll has been everywhere. His new album, Beautifully Broken, came out this past Friday. He was all over TV and media promoting that. And wouldn't you know it, we are jumping on the Jelly Roll train, and we are sending you or giving you chances to win a trip to see him live in Jacksonville.
And this is pretty great because not only are we going to fly you out there, but we're paying for everything. Your concert tickets, your hotel, even spending cash.
$500 in spending cash, and the round trip from Eastern Iowa. That's kind of cool, too. So here's the deal. We're going to give you codes every weekday, and unlike the cash cow, you don't have to type in the ones that we give you every hour. We're going to give you codes at 8:20 and 10:20 in the morning, and then 1:20, 4:20, and 7:20 in the PM.
Yes, so it's a little bit easier than the cash cow in that you don't have to do it every hour.
Not quite so many codes.
But obviously, the more codes you enter, the better your chances of winning this trip.
Once again, Jelly Roll in Jacksonville. The flyaway could be yours. Get those codes entered. It all starts today. Your first code coming up with us at 8:20. Brought to you by Stony Creek Records and 98.1 K-Hawk.
Here's today's country music news of the day. It's Brain and Cortland's Country Quickies on 98.1 K-Hawk.
Well, we're leading things off with a story I don't think we've ever heard of before. And it has to do with Brantley Gilbert. He was playing a show in Tupelo, Mississippi on Friday night, when all of a sudden, Brantley stopped his show and rushed off stage. That's because his wife, Amber, on the tour bus went into labor. That's right.
Oh.
And he had a baby boy on the tour bus. Amber gave birth to a new boy. His name is Abram Howell Gilbert.
How long did it take?
So when Brantley found out that both mom and baby were okay, he returned. He returned to the stage to finish his set.
I'm sure she was thrilled about that.
He was gone for an hour and the fans stayed.
Wow. Did they tell the fans what was going on?
I don't know. Not till they got back. When Gilbert returned to the stage, he said, "Mississippi, we've got a baby boy."
Oh my gosh.
Amber, of course, told him, "Hey, listen, your fans stuck around for you. We're okay. Go back on stage." So,
well, that's nice.
I mean,
at least he got her permission.
Talk about an amazing moment. I don't even know how to react to this. Congratulations to Brantley Gilbert and Amber on the birth of a baby boy on a bus.
I bet cleaning up that was fun.
Can't wait for that tour T-shirt. Huh? I'd like the Brantley Gilbert birth in Mississippi T-shirt, please.
So, Jelly Roll.
Yes.
He's set to make his mark on his hometown of Nashville. He's going to be opening a bar. Jelly Roll announced a new venture on the Joe Rogan Experience on Friday. He revealed that the bar is going to be called Jelly Roll's Goodnight Nashville, and it will include a back bar named after his late dad, Buddy. Now, he didn't give many details on Goodnight Nashville, but he did spill a little info regarding Buddy's bar. He said, "Our rule is it's open to the public when it's open to the public, and when it's not, it's not." So Jelly Roll made this announcement on the same day. He, of course, released his new album, Beautifully Broken, which is amazing, and you need to listen to it. We don't know where exactly Jelly Roll's bar is going to be yet, by the way. We do know it's on Broadway.
Okay.
That's about it.
So, perhaps the only thing that will make you cry harder than Jelly Roll's new album is watching the Dallas Cowboys play football. Oh, I'm sorry. Listen, it was a bit of a rough game against your Lions yesterday.
Yeah, take that, Cowboys.
Detroit ended up winning 47-9. And if you stuck around long enough for halftime, you found out
47
that Dallas announced that Lainey Wilson will be headlining the halftime show when the Cowboys host the New York Giants on Thanksgiving Day at AT&T Stadium. Now, cool announcement. Lainey Wilson rules. We all know that. My favorite part of the story, though, is the reaction on social media. One fan asking if Lainey Wilson can either stop the run or throw the ball because Dallas needs all the help they can get.
Yeah,
their words, not mine. People
were mad that they made this announcement while the Cowboys were just getting crushed.
Boat raced is my favorite term. Sorry, Cowboy fans. But hey, at least you get Lainey Wilson on Thanksgiving Day. That'll be fun. I'll watch that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so our final story is about Reba. Her new sitcom, Happy's Place, is going to premiere on NBC October 18th. We're only a few days away. And in true Reba fashion, she is the voice behind the show's official theme song. If you're wondering what it's called, the answer is Happy's Place. So here's what that sounds like.
Come on to Happy's Place. You belong at Happy's Place. Rest your heart and be apart. You'll always feel so safe. Put a smile on someone else's face. Right here at Happy's Place.
I want to go to Happy's Place, Cortland.
I don't think that one's going to be as popular as I'm a Survivor.
No,
from,
probably not.
Her original sitcom, but that's fine. Happy's Place, by the way, follows Reba's character Bobby as she takes over her father's bar after his death. In the middle of her grieving, she learns that her dad has a second family and she has a half-sister. The two become unlikely business partners and now must figure out how to keep their father's business alive. The show is going to air on NBC and stream the next day on Peacock.
Those are your country quickies this morning. It's Brain and Cortland on 98.1 K-Hawk. Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Love 8 from Eli Young Band. Good morning, it's Brandon Cortland on a Good Vibes Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we want to know about the good things going on in your life. Lots of ways to do that. Call us, 365-3698. Message us on the K-Hawk app or post on Facebook. What do you got going on? What do you want to talk about on a Good Vibes Monday?
Well, here's some good vibes. We just booked a vacation for next year. My family and I, a bunch of my cousins and aunts, are going to be taking a girls' trip to Mackinac Island next September.
Here's the crazy thing about Cortland, of course, originally from Michigan. I've been to Mackinac Island. You never have.
No, I've never been to Mackinac Island.
Now, to be fair, I was in junior high. You'll probably remember much more about your trip.
I'm very excited. It's just one of those places where I can't believe I haven't been there, and so we're going to have a good time.
For those of you who don't know about Mackinac Island, no motorized vehicles allowed on the island.
No. And they hand make fudge there.
Yes, they do. You have to take carriage rides or you can rent a bike. I remember renting bikes and riding around Mackinac Island. So.
Well, I promise to bring you back some Mackinac Island fudge.
No nuts, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
What's going on in your life?
Listen, man, I love the weather change we had over the weekend, although the winds yesterday a bit much. The fall colors, this is pretty much peak. I think this coming weekend will be peak fall colors in eastern Iowa. Made for some fun homecoming pictures for the girls over the weekend. And, it was just awesome to see my daughters dressing up and having fun and posing with their peers.
You know what I'm looking forward to?
What's that?
Is my Dancing with the Stars on Saturday. Not because I want to do it, but because I want it to be over. So I cannot wait until Sunday because I don't have to dance ever again.
You're going to drop it like it's hot. Because that's the dance she's doing. That's not just saying she's going to drop anything.
I might drop myself on the ground, but we'll see what happens.
Don't make promises you can't keep. All right, now we want to hear from you on a Good Vibes Monday, 365-3698. Hit the call us button on your K-Hawk app. Tell us the good things going on. We'd love to hear from you. It's Brandon Cortland on a Good Vibes Monday on 98.1 K-Hawk. 98.1 K-Hawk, Brandon Cortland on a Good Vibes Monday this morning. Letting you know about the good things going on in life. We want to hear from you. You can call us this morning at 365-3698. Or hit the call us button on the K-Hawk app.
Now, this could be something big or something small, and we have great examples of both over on the K-Hawk Facebook page right now. Dave said, I got to sleep in on a Monday with his girlfriend, which is always a good feeling.
Okay, yeah, that's a win.
But then Timothy said, we spent last week in Rome and Florence.
Okay, that's...
While he and his wife celebrated their 22nd anniversary, which is coming up this Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah. Posted a photo. Must be nice.
Okay, fine. You win. Florence wins.
I didn't know there was a winner on a Good Vibes Monday, but you got it, Timothy.
You're living your best life. Thanks for including a photo as well.
We also got a comment from Mindy who said, I spent Saturday with my daughter. We went out to lunch, went bowling, and got ice cream. And I got to spend some time at home with my husband and my dog.
Yes, by the way, husbands deserve some time too, don't they, Mindy?
Also, she posted a photo of the brownie batter blizzard, and it looks amazing.
Oh, my daughters both love that one. That's a must try. All right, we want to hear from you, whether it's a blizzard or whether it's a trip to Florence. It's all fair game on a Good Vibes Monday.
Not a literal blizzard. I don't think that's...
No. Sorry.
That's no good vibes.
I know the weather is cooler, but we're not in the mood for that quite yet.
No.
365-3698 or hit the call us button on your K-Hawk app or message 98.1 K-Hawk, Brandon Cortland on a Good Vibes Monday. We want to hear about the good things going on in your life.
Something big, something small, we don't care. We just want to start the week with a little positivity because, let's face it, Mondays are rough.
You know, we already have had a listener tell us about their wonderful travels to Florence. Well, now we have Cody on the K-Hawk app saying that for my Good Vibes Monday, told my kids we're going to Florida for Christmas. Hopefully they're as excited as I am.
I think they will be.
I think they know they are excited, yeah.
You get to spend Christmas somewhere not freezing cold.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
You want to adopt? I'm here for you.
Also, shout out to Kim, who said, my son won Homecoming King, and it's also his 18th birthday today.
Wow, that's awesome. What a
happy
weekend.
Birthday, Wyatt.
Or should we say, King Wyatt?
All hail, King Wyatt.
All hail, King Wyatt. That's it. That wasn't awkward at all. All right, we want to hear from you on a Good Vibes Monday. Give us a call this morning at 365-3698 or hit the call us button using your 98.1 K-Hawk app.
Don't be
Country 98.1 K-Hawk. Lies, lies, lies. The latest from Morgan Wallen. Brandon Cortland telling the truth on a Good Vibes Monday.
Yeah, we'll save the lies for Two Truths and a Lie this week.
That's right. celebrating the good things going on. Let us know about it. You can give us a call. You can comment on the Facebook page.
We have a photo of a horse from Shapiro who said we finished a successful 2024 show season.
That's awesome.
With my best friend. And I'm assuming the best friend is the horse.
I would assume so.
It's a beautiful horse.
Listen, high school football on Friday nights, tons of fun, especially when your team wins. Let's go to the phones.
My good vibes Monday is that the Prairie Hawks beat the Jefferson Jayhawks.
Because everybody knows a Prairie Hawk is fiercer than a Jayhawk, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, well, shout out to Prairie. Nice win. She was like, I'm just going to take his word for it. I'm not sure the difference between Hawks.
Speaking
but the Prairie
of
Hawks won.
Wins, it was really nice to watch the Lions destroy the Cowboys last night.
Usually I trash talk, but listen.
Man, but that, I mean...
Yeah.
It was not even a little bit close. We were out to dinner last night. Shout out to Beth, our coworker,
Yes,
whose
Beth, happy birthday.
birthday was this weekend. So we went out to dinner and they had the game on in the restaurant. So it just made the food taste that much better.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Dallas doesn't like seeing NFC North teams down there in AT&T Stadium. The Packers did it to them in the playoffs in Detroit. Got them yesterday. How about a shout out to the entire NFC North? Now, the Vikings were on a bye this week. They didn't play. Bears win, Lions win, Packers win. NFC North, the best division in the NFL.
Woo woo!
Yeah!
And hey, shout out to Jenny who said we're hosting our 3rd annual UTV Halloween ride in Anamosa this weekend. I'm excited to see how much we raise to donate to the Jones County Food Pantry.
Oh, that's awesome. Nice job, guys. Thanks for doing that.
Oh, and by the way, remember last week when I told you that I saw a guy riding down in downtown Cedar Rapids on a tractor with a Halloween mask?
Yes.
Michael Myers mask on? I could not find anybody to corroborate my story until this morning.
Oh, my.
I had a friend on Facebook say, yes, I also saw that person downtown. So I'm not crazy. There actually was somebody riding around on a tractor dressed as Michael Myers last week.
Okay, so for those of you who had Fever Dream on your Cortland bingo card checked off already, we gotta scratch that.
I really did start to question myself.
I mean, thank God it happened. But also, who is it?
I know. I want to see them again.
I'm a little concerned. Hey, also shout out to Mark from Springville. My good vibes is the cash cow dropped a cool $100 in my pocket. He goes, and I put her way back out to pasture to rest for the next cash cow contest. So shout out to Mark from Springville.
$100 is pretty nice.
Yeah, he messages us all the time on the app just to say hi. So when he won $100, that was pretty cool. That was definitely fun. Thanks for the calls and comments on a Monday morning. Remember, you can always tell us about the good things going on in your life. You can message us on the 98.1 K-Hawk app. Rapids number 1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. You look like you love me, Ella Langley and Riley Green. It's Braden and Cortland on a Monday morning. A good football weekend. Iowa wins. Iowa State wins. The Cyclones, by the way, ranked 9th in the nation. Congratulations to them.
But the biggest moment of the weekend...
I don't know about biggest...
It didn't really have to do with any plays that happened from the team.
No, it didn't. I mean, technically this happened on the field. This happened during the Iowa-Washington game on Saturday. And listen, I was watching this game, pretty much continuously, and I didn't see this happen. So
it happens really quickly.
It does. It happened on a kickoff, Iowa kicking off to Washington. And a lot of times on kickoffs, they'll go obviously long past out of the end zone. And sometimes there will be officials or there'll be fans that try and catch the ball as it comes towards them. Well, on Saturday, a Hawkeye fan named Joe. Thank God it's not our sloppy Joe.
I know. I was like, wait, was it our Joe?
Attempted to catch the Hawkeye kickoff, and it didn't go well.
No, it did not.
And so we want to give a shout out to the Iowa Hawkeye Radio Network, Learfield Sports. Rob Brooks, the sideline reporter, caught up with Joe, and this was the interview that was on the air as Joe described what happened.
So I seen the kickoff, and the ball was coming real fast, and I knew it was going over the end zone, and I knew it was coming right at me. So I put my hands up, but that ball's going a lot faster than you really think it is. And it went right through my hands, and it hit me in the face.
But you popped right back up.
Yeah, that's what Hawkeyes do. We don't give up, we swarm. Ball's on the ground, we're there to get it. And I was just being a true Hawkeye fan.
All right, so
I love that they're just cackling in the background.
Gary Dolphin and Pat Anger are dying in the radio
I
booth.
just watched it for the first time a few minutes ago, and I cannot stop. It's just on loop.
I love it.
It's like it shoots him in the face.
He's down, isn't he? I mean, my favorite.
It happens so fast. It's like, oh.
My favorite part is Joe realizing that ball's traveling a lot faster than it looks. You are kidding, Joe.
I can't stop watching it.
College football ain't quite as easy as it looks, is it, brother?
Oh, man.
Anyway, we have
what an iconic moment.
That'll live on in Hawkeye history as the play that, well, gave Joe a bruise, probably. So you can check out the audio and video. It's up on the 98.1 K-Hawk app. Cedar Rapids, #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. New from Jordan Davis, I Ain't Saying. Braden Cortland wrapping things up here on a Monday morning.
I forgot that today is like a national holiday.
It is Columbus Day or an Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yep. But it's also National Dessert Day, in case you were wondering.
Oh, so all desserts are calorie-free. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Today only, folks.
And this is ahead of tomorrow, which is National Cheese Curd Day.
Ooh,
Shout out to Culver's for coming up with that.
What are we doing tomorrow to celebrate National Cheese Curd Day?
I don't know, but I have an article that's up over on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And our website and our app that has some of the best cheese curds in Eastern Iowa. So.
There are so many great places to get them. I know you list a couple of your favorites up on your article, and I can't disagree with any of those because I've had both of them, the ones you talk about, Dan and Debbie's and then Frisian Farms.
Oh, yeah. Those are just like fresh cheese curds.
Yes, yeah.
But we're also talking fried cheese curds.
As far as the best fresh cheese curds go, if you ever make it down to Kelowna where the Amish have their store.
Yes, I've never been.
Oh, my God. Fresh cheese curds squeak when you eat them.
Okay,
that was a bonus secret sound.
I am really disturbed by that noise.
Was it accurate, or did it sound like I was eating a dolphin?
Or like a mouse?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, all right. Well,
all right. A different type of dad joke here is since it's National Dessert Day, you got a dessert-themed dad joke?
A dessert-themed and a fall-themed dad joke.
Well.
We're tying them all together.
All right.
Brain, how do you fix a broken pumpkin pie?
How do you fix a broken pumpkin pie? I don't know.
With a pumpkin patch.
It's pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
Usually if it's good, you laugh. You don't just say, yeah.
No, I mean, that was clever. It was clever. Clever doesn't always mean funny. It was clever. I like that.
Okay.
All right. That's kind of like a description of our show. Clever doesn't always mean funny. Braden Cortland in the morning. All right. Back tomorrow morning, bright and early at 5 a.m. Until then, have a great day. So long.